I'm going to film a garden. I'm going to film a garden tour. No, you can't come. You are not an outdoor cat. No, you've never been an outdoor cat. No, you gotta stay inside, buddy. Good morning. It's garden tour day. You know, I actually was intending on filming this evening because filming at 8 o'clock in the morning is not great for shadows or sun in my eyes, but it's just the way it worked out again, so whatever. This is what we're doing. Grab your coffee. I'm drinking mine black. And let's get into it. We have been having a heat wave all week this week, and it's been in the high 20s, but feels like we're in the 30s. I don't know exactly what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere, but it's hot. It's really hot. So the garden's been through a lot. We went to my parents' cottage for the weekend, and my sister-in-law and brother came over and watered the garden for me. And I have been watering twice a day because it's been so hot. We left on Friday, so it got water in the morning, and I really drenched it. And then they came, they gave it a good watering Saturday morning, and then we came home Sunday afternoon, so I watered it again Sunday evening. So from Saturday morning to Sunday evening, the whole garden just was so sad. My tomatillo plants, literally their branches were completely on the ground. But you know what? I gave it a really good drink on Sunday, and it was a cooler evening, and by the morning it looked incredible. So hallelujah for that. Let's take a look at what we've got. Okay, so here's the flower bed. Still not many flowers. Got my tomatillo plant. There's not much to report on the tomatillo this week. It's doing well. It's getting big. But I have lots of these, and I don't know if these are flowers or weeds, but there's a lot of them. So if you know, please put it in the comments, because if they're weeds, I'll just pull them out. I don't think I'm going to do this mix again. It worked last year because I was in an in-ground bed. In a raised bed, it's just not working as well. Here is one of my celery, and they're doing really well. They were flat on the ground, so the fact that they're sticking straight up is making me very happy. Still little though, but not too much different, other than all these flowers are really tall. Here's something new today. Let's see if I can catch it in the camera. Can I see it? There's a spider web right here, and he was on it this morning when I was watering, but he's not there anymore, so we're not going to go around this way. My hanging baskets on this side. Look at that guy. He's so big. They are looking really well. This one actually, the woolly thyme, look. Tiny little purple flowers. They're so sweet. Okay, here's the inside of the flower bed. Here's my cucamelons. They are doing okay. They're doing okay. I do have one little cucamelon. I haven't seen any others. But look. See that damage? That is all from cucumber beetles. There's another one. The cucumber beetles have had a bit of a resurgence this week, and you'll see that. So it's been quite the war. Battle by battle. We're pretty split. On the cucamelons, that's where the battle's the heaviest right now. And I don't know, like I see them on them and I see lots of damage, and I am constantly picking them off, but they're still growing. So as long as they're still growing, that tells me they don't have that horrible disease. But you should see my cucumbers, and we'll get there. We will get there. Here are the mystery beans. Oh, look at this. Tiny little beans. But that makes me nervous that these are bush beans. This one has a tendril growing. I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave them and see what happens. What's it gonna hurt, right? Okay, the tomato bed. There has been a lot of activity here, and the first notable thing is I tore out my peas this week. Yep, I tore them out. It was just too hot. It was affecting the flavor. Honestly, it's July, and there shouldn't be peas right now anyway. Like, that's just bizarre. So they're officially gone. They've been taken out. They've been taken out of the flower bed as well. And I'm going to replace, well, okay. I was going to replace them with noodle beans for the fall. And if you haven't watched my fall garden planning video with Kirsten from Poplar Creek Farms, you need to go watch that. But my plan was to replace the peas with noodle beans. But I've since learned that cucamelons can actually survive all the way until frost. And I was watching Jess's farm tour from Roots and Refuge Farm, and her cucamelons have like spread way bigger than the trellis I have, and she has about the same amount of plants. So I'm just gonna let them take over this trellis, if that is I win this war against the cucumber beetles. So if not, I'll probably replace this whole trellis with noodle beans. But we'll see. I don't know. It's funny, I made this fall plan and I was all ready to go. It looks beautiful, and since I've made it and published it to the world, now I'm like, I kind of want to change everything. So maybe I'll have to make an updated fall plan. But the cool thing about the peas being gone is now I can get a good look at those onions that are in there among the tomatoes, and also my little parsley plant. It was good timing for them to come out because now there's a lot more airflow going through here to help keep things cool. But all of my tomato plants now have tomatoes. These are San Marzanos, my favorite tomatoes, which if you've watched some of my past videos, you know that I love them. They're doing really well. This is a purple bumblebee tomato plant, and the top is looking, well, this I think is just burned from the heat, but the top is looking kind of funny. I can't tell if it's just stressed from the heat or if it has there's a disease that my gardener was talking about. I think it's called like curly top or something. We'll see. But we do have some little tomatoes, and you can even see the striping. You can really see it on that one. You can see the striping already, which is so neat. I'm so excited about them. But yeah, look at this post here. I'm gonna go straight. This one post is going crooked on me. Whoops. My onions are doing fine. A little burnt on the top, that's okay. Got my sunflower beauty. This is my other purple bumblebee tomato, and this one actually is sort of similar on the top, so maybe it's just them. Now this guy, Hoki Dinah, I don't even know if you can tell in the midst of all the tomato plants, but I clearly trimmed a branch instead of a sucker at one point, because here is the main stem, which I really need to tie back. I will do that later. But I've actually made it a double stem tomato which I didn't want to do because it's a square foot garden, but actually this could be okay because let me move so I can see. So the back row I have 4 tomatoes because there's 4 square feet, and the second row I have 3 tomatoes because I have that basil bush underneath. So I'm actually thinking I'm just gonna put another stake up and tie this to another stake, because why not? It looks amazing, so I don't want to wreck it. Yeah, and that's a homestead tomato, by the way, and we've got plenty on those as well. Here's another one. Look at those. And this one is the brandy wine, and it is doing actually very well. I'm probably gonna trim off that bottom branch because he's hanging pretty low, so we're gonna get rid of him. Now this block here is a 2 feet by 2 feet. These 2 feet were supposed to be for carrots and those 2 are for radishes, but it's just too hot now, so I can't put any more successions, which I have talked about I think I talked about it in my last tour. I've pulled out all of my radishes now. They're all gone. I'm tempted to pull out all of my carrots just because it's so hot that they're probably not going to do that well. Oh, hello. Where'd it go? A ladybug. Hello, friend. I'm waiting for some beet seeds to get here, and I think I can put those right in to prepare for fall. So once I get the seed packet and see how many days to maturity, I might actually just start putting beets in here, direct sowing them. We'll see. That will be another change to my fall garden plan, but you know what? I can do whatever I want. Hello, friend. Okay. The west bed was the saddest looking bed when I came home on Sunday. This tomatillo plant, literally, so you can barely see the ground through it. It's so dense. It was half its size. It was crazy. It was so shriveled up. The branches are right on the ground and it's just filled right out again, which is fabulous. It's actually crazy. It was so hot that some of the husks around the really young tomatillos shrunk right back and weren't covering them, but I think they've all gone back to normal, which is pretty cool. The sunflowers are just huge, just getting bigger and bigger, but look at this. My zucchini plant. There's my first male flower. And there's some ants in there. Hopefully they'll pollinate. We've got tons of flowers coming up around. So that's a big thing from this week. Also, it's starting to get tall enough that I've started staking it, because that's one of my 2020 goals, was to try staking my zucchini plant, because I've never done that before. I am actually doing a video that's coming out on Monday with Megan from Wolterman Homestead, and we're talking about our 2020 goals, and so I do talk about the zucchini plant a little bit in that, so make sure you check that out on Monday. Here are my peppers. There's the side view we always get between the topped peppers and the not topped peppers. The topped peppers, so this is the one that I showed you last week, but look, there are so many more now. Where is this one? I know there's one in here. Oh, it's really dense. There it is. Most of them have at least one or one coming. Here's one that's just starting to come this morning. But I'm not seeing any yet. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of flowers, but I'm still not seeing any actual peppers on the topped ones. The beans have officially gone up and over. There they are. Woo! Isn't that awesome? I don't see any beans, actual beans yet on the Blue Lake pole beans, but we do have flowers, so they will be coming soon, which is exciting. Okay, and this is the part I really don't want to show you, but here are my cucumbers. Aren't they so sad? Oh, it's not good at all. So I think actually most of that damage you see is sunburn, because most of my plants that I've been spraying with that Murphy's oil soap, which I made a whole video on combating cucumber beetles, so go check that out. My cucumbers are the only things that I continue to spray day and night, just because the cucumber beetles are so bad on them. I think most of that really scary looking stuff is sunburn, which is fine. Sunburn I can live with. They are still growing, which tells me they probably don't have that bacterial infection. I even saw some flowers, but like they're eating the flowers. So I'm gonna give them another week or so. I'm gonna keep a really close eye on them, and I might just end up pulling my cucumbers. I just don't know if it's worth it. So I'm still doing more research to decide if I should or not, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is just pull them and give the soil some time to breathe. Do a lot of those soaks to make sure there's no larvae, so that when I plant my fall plants in there, I won't have any issues, hopefully. Something really exciting that happened this week that's garden related is I got a compost bin. Yeah, so now I've got to figure out how to compost properly. I want to do it well. I'm not going to show you because it's kind of hidden away, but I got a compost bin, so hopefully this fall I can put my own homemade compost on my garden. I've hardly had any of my coffee. It's now just kind of warm, but that's okay. Another thing I want to say about the zucchini is that it has no signs of damage anymore, and it was where the cucumber beetles started. It was brutal. Like, I had taken all its first leaves were gone. I took them all off. Sorry about the truck. I took them all off because they were just totally ravaged. So it came back. It looks really, really healthy, and they're not touching it anymore. So that's what I'm really hoping will happen with my cucumber as well. But I doubt it. So we still have lettuce. We actually went to town eating salad last week, and so I had to give the lettuce a break. I do have peas up here still, and there are some blooming. Let's just see. Here. There's a little pea. Yeah, it's getting a little too hot. They don't taste as good, so I'll probably pull those out this week. Look at this though. Here are my little radish seeds coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a few of those coming up. I don't know if they'll turn out or not. Maybe it'll cool off, we'll see. But anyway, they're coming up, so that's cool. Other than that, not too much to report. I was sure that I had lost this lettuce because I had come back and it was just so sad, but it's come back. We haven't tasted the lettuce since the heat wave started, so it might be bitter by now. It may not be any good. We'll be trying it we'll be having some salad this week though, and I'll give it a try. Last year we did have lettuce all through this summer in that window box, but I don't think it was as hot last year as it is this year. At least not for these long stints. who knows, maybe next week I'll have pulled it out. Cast a vote in the comments if you think that the lettuce will still be in next week or not, and we'll see who wins. That's all I have to report for this week. Sorry it was kind of a really quick, I felt really rushed making this one, but Ike's been kind of funny today and he's having a nap, and I just didn't want to have to stop partway through. So also it's getting hotter and hotter by the minute, so I was just trying to get it done. As usual, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope your garden is looking amazing. I will see you next week in my next garden tour, and yeah.